The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Ronald Nzimora. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, let me get, just type in the search box, just type Y for yes, if you can hear me, and N for no, if you can hear me, please. Can you guys hear me? We're about to get started. So thanks for showing up early. Again, good evening. My name is Ronald Nzimora, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. Tony is on this webinar. He's just going to be listening. I'm taking over his entire operations. I'm taking over his webinar. I'm taking over his computer. I'm taking over his company. Remain small. I will take over in life, self. But then don't mind me, right? I'm just joking. So you guys are welcome. Thank you for coming on. It's going to be a swell time today. So this is a webinar training that we're doing for members of our hybrid team. Of course, we don't compete, we dominate. We bring you training that will help you dominate, will help you make money, help you become far better than you currently are. I want you guys to know again that you are in for a great time, and it's going to be a real blast tonight. So the topic of today's training is how to create powerful adverts and pre-sell content to sell online. How to create powerful adverts and pre-sell content to sell online. Now, before I get into the real meat of the entire presentation, I'm going to basically, introduce myself, let you guys know what I've done before. Why am I qualified to teach you tonight? My name is Ronald Nzimora. I'm a marketing consultant. I've worked with so many companies. This is what I look like. So that's me. That's my picture right there, right? Yeah, that's me with the white hair, the old man with the white hair. Well, if you say that's not me, now you sabi. Okay, so that's me. That's what I look like. So I've worked with Narabed, I've worked with TRW stockbrokers, I've worked with 21st Century Pharmacy, I've worked with 1960 Bed, I've worked with Knock Packers Limited. There are just too many of them to mention. What we do in our company is to help them get more clients, sell more of their products online, and we do this primarily using content, primarily using what we call pre-sale content. Okay? So basically, I'm going to be taking you through step by step through the process of selling using content. All right, so let's get right down to let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you guys from my book. I have a book that I'm writing. It's called Sell Your Brain. So everything that I'm going to teach you tonight, is already prepared. Everything is going to be shown to you step by step. Everything you do, how you do it, what you do, any way you do it. Basically, we're going to show you everything step by step, simple step by simple step. Okay. So I'm going to start with the Presell before I get to the advert. The reason I'm starting with the Presell before getting to the advert itself is because it's far easier to understand the process if you learn about the Presell page first. Because the Presell page basically leads people to taking the decision that you want them to take, and that decision is to get them to either sign up or to buy your product. All right. Okay, so Presell. Your Presell is your first piece of marketing content. The very first thing that you show to your prospects when they land on your site. Your Presell page is a page that gets your clients to know you, like you, and trust you. Because most of the people that are going to be hearing from you, most of the people you're going to be trying to sell to, most of them are people who don't know you. They've not heard of you before now. You're a stranger to them. And guess what? People don't buy from strangers. People buy from those they know. People buy from people they like. And people buy from people that they trust. So your Presell page is based on the concept that it is a lot easier to sell to one person and get them to make a purchase if they're already familiar with you and your work. And if they trust you and they view you as a credible resource, a credible fountain of knowledge. Now, 90% of the selling that is done in your everyday life is done online. 90% of it is done online. And on the internet, trust is a far bigger factor than it is when you're selling to somebody face to face. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree that trust is a bigger factor when you're selling online than when you're selling to somebody face to face? Because online, they can't see you, they can't touch you, they don't know what you look like, they don't know if it's a tramp who is selling to them, they don't know if it's a fraudster who is selling to them. They really don't know who the hell you are. So it's a lot harder for them to trust you if they don't know who you are than when you're selling to them one-on-one. Because when you're selling to them one-on-one, they can see you, they can touch you, they can smell you, they can see how you look, and they can make a decision. Online, it's different. Online, you have to trust you. The job of your Presell page is to get them to trust you. They know you, they like you, and very importantly, they trust you. Another job that the Presell page does for you is that it helps you to weed out tire kickers. It helps you to weed out freebie seekers. You know, all those people that come and join your list and then they never buy anything. Ever. They don't even download your free reports. The free stuff that you give out, they don't even download it. They don't even read it. They don't even look at it. But you are paying for them because all of them are in your autoresponder. Yeah, they are costing you money. A Presell page helps you avoid those kind of people right from the start. So that the only people that you are actually talking to and presenting your product to buy are people who are really interested in buying. Now, I'm going to make an analogy. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you want to sell a car. You want to sell a car, a brand new car. It's a Mercedes-Benz, and you want to sell it. And you have two buyers. One of them is Dangote, and one of them is one Agbero who works at Oshodi. You know, the Agbero doesn't have a house. He doesn't have a family. He sleeps under the bridge every night, and both of them land on your website, a website where you're selling your car from. Okay, who do you want looking at your offer? Would you rather the Agbero quote now looking at the offer, or would you rather that Dangote looks at the offer? Who is most likely to buy between the tout and Dangote? Of course, you agree with me that Dangote is most likely to buy, right? Why? Because he's rich, he has the money to pay for the car, you know, and he drives Mercedes Benzes. The other guy, on the other hand, the tout, he lives under a bridge, doesn't have a family, doesn't have a house. Where will he park the car if he buys it? Where will he keep it? How will he drive it? So in this case, the Agbero guy, the tout, is a tire kicker. And Dangote is a serious person, seriously interested. Now, what your Presell content does is that it helps you send qualified prospects, those who are seriously interested, to your opt-in page, and then onto your sales page. And it does it in an eager, trusting, and ready to buy frame of mind. And what happens when you do this, when you learn how to do this very, very effectively, what happens? What happens is you get more sales, you get higher commissions. So your Presell page establishes you as a reputable expert even before you ask your prospects to buy your product or your service. The better you are doing this, the more the chances you have at making that sale. Especially to the people who do not know who you are. Because what you want people to say is, you want them to say, after they read your Presell page, you want them to be like, wow, this person knows what he's talking about. I had better listen to him or her and do whatever they say. One of the best living marketers in the world today, his name is Jay Abraham. He calls the Presell, he calls it the strategy of preeminence. That's what he calls it, which is the art of giving away so much value upfront to a prospect so that you are positioned as an expert authority, someone who wants to help them, instead of someone who wants to grab their email addresses or their phone numbers or their money. You want them to see you as an authority. Immediately they land on your side because you're dealing with skeptical people. People who don't know you, who don't trust you, or who don't believe you. Because put yourself in your prospect's shoes for a moment. Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. Imagine yourself, you see an advert on Facebook or you see it anywhere else online, right? The advert catches your fancy and you click on it and it lands on the site of a total stranger. And that stranger is selling a product that you've never heard the name before. In your mind, you're saying to yourself, who the heck is this guy and why should I listen to him? Right? Now, even if the offer is compelling, even if the sales speech is believable, even if what they're saying is believable, there is still a gap of trust and credibility. And you're thinking to yourself, maybe this is too good to be true. Okay? This scenario that I just explained is the reason why many people visit a website that is selling something and then they leave without buying. There are three groups of people who will buy something from you. Three groups of people. The first are what we call cold prospects. Cold prospects. Cold prospects are people who are just seeing you or your product for the very first time ever. These are the most difficult people to sell to. You know why? Because they don't know you, they don't trust you, and heck, they don't even like you. Then the next set of people who will buy from you are people who are called warm prospects. Your warm prospects are people who have heard about you. They have either read a valuable article that you have written in the papers or online, or they have seen you on TV somewhere, or they have heard you being interviewed on the radio. They kind of know you, they kind of know what you're saying, even though they have not done business with you before. They are easy to sell to because they have some measure of trust in your ability because, you know, in their mind, you're kind of an expert. Then the third group of people who will buy from you are the people that I would call the hot prospects. They have bought from you before and they loved their experience of buying from you. They not only know you, they can't wait to consume anything you put out as long as it meets their interest. So what pre-selling is actually warming up your cold prospects before you send them to your sales page. Okay? Now there's a fact of marketing. In marketing, they tell you that people don't buy on the first contact. People buy on the 5th or the 6th or the 7th follow-up contact. Okay, that means that if somebody encounters your website today, they encounter your product today, your offer today, they don't buy today, they buy by the 7th, the 5th or the 6th or the 7th time that you contact them. And this can take any time from 7 days to the next 1 year, depending on how you structure your follow-up. But what if we can compress time? What if we can compress time? So instead of waiting for 7 days before they buy our product, what if we can compress time and compress it into 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes and get them to buy within 20 minutes of landing on our website? What if we compress time? What if there is a shortcut? That shortcut is a pre-sell. Okay, so your pre-sell creates familiarity, and familiarity breeds trust. And you can do this in minutes instead of weeks or months. Now, let me give you another example. Let's say we go to a marketing conference, right? I go to a marketing conference. I'm a marketing consultant. I go to a marketing conference and I have 100 of my business cards with me. And immediately I get to that conference, I start giving people my business cards and tell them, hey, I'm a marketer. Okay, I'm a marketing consultant. I can help you solve your problem, your marketing problems. Guess what is going to happen? They're going to take it because they don't want to be rude. But 99.9% of them are not even going to call back. You know why? Because they don't know me. They view me with suspicion. Some of them are even looking at me as a scammer. Who the hell is this guy that is handing me his business card? Mind you that this conference is a marketing conference, meaning that people who came there actually have marketing problems. And I'm a marketing consultant, but they're not going to listen to me because what the hell, they don't even know who the hell I was. They have the need, they have the want, the solution, which is me, was there right before them, but they're not taking advantage of it. You know why? Because having a need is not enough. There has also to be trust and there has to be confidence. Now, let's look at it another scenario. At the same conference, the organizer gets up and announces there's a mystery speaker. And that mystery speaker is Ronald and Zimora. Please give him a round of applause, right? And I walk up to the stage to a thunderous applause and I deliver an amazing 25-minute speech of what all of them need to do right now to see a change in their business within 24 to 48 hours. And at the end of my 25-minute speech, I tell them I'm opening some consulting time for just 10 people. So I'm going to step off the stage now, and anybody who wants to take up one of those 10 slots of the consulting time, which is free, but limited to 10 people, can meet me on the stage. What do you think is going to happen? There's going to be a rush. Why? Because now they know me, they like me, and they trust me. Okay? So I'm going to have a rush of business owners asking all sorts of questions about my services and signing up as clients, even if it was their first time ever hearing from me or ever knowing about me. I didn't have to use high pressure sales tactics. I didn't have to twist them. I didn't have to force them to collect unnecessary business cards that they are going to throw away anyway. Because the reason why people don't buy on the first visit is because they are afraid they are going to be scammed, or they're afraid they are going to make a mistake and look foolish. They don't want to do the wrong thing or buy the wrong product, so they hesitate and they're reluctant to buy. In contrast, a pre-sold prospect is already predisposed to doing business with you. That is the power of endorsement. That's the power of personal testimony and trust and referrals and familiarity. And that is what pre-selling is all about. So how do you pre-sell on the internet? How do you pre-sell on the internet? You pre-sell using valuable content. I don't mean any kind of content. I mean very valuable content. Your pre-sale can either be an article, or it can be a video. I love articles. Articles are great to read. Articles don't have to wait for YouTube to boot before it can be read. That's why I like articles. I prefer them over video. But of course, you can do video if you want to do video. So you need to know how to structure the perfect pre-sale content. How do you do that? Before you start creating your pre-sale content, you need to ask yourself two questions. Question one is, what is the most urgent thing that your prospect wants to know about your topic or your subject matter? So if I'm selling a supplement for weight loss, what is the most urgent thing that people who want to lose weight want to know? What is the most urgent thing they want to know? Then question two is, how fast can you get them to experience that urgent thing? Okay? What is the urgent thing that they want to know about the subject matter, and how fast can you get them to experience that thing? So, for example, let's say I'm a marriage counselor, and a woman comes to me and she says, my marriage is about to be torn apart. My home is about to break up. My husband has not spoken to me in the last 1 month. He has not said one word to me. Please help me. The most urgent thing that prospect wants, that lady wants, is that lady wants me to help them. They want me to help them, get the husband to talk to them again or something, right? Okay. So now, how fast can I get them the result that they want? And the result that they want in this case is they want their husband or their man to start talking to them again. So what you do is you outline the steps that your prospect is going to take from that point that they are to the point where they are going to experience that thing that they want. So if you have a pen and paper, I want you to grab it real quick. So and draw a straight line like this, right? I'm going to put this on a slide so you guys see it very well. Okay, so where everybody who lands on your pre-sale is they are at this stage, bad results, right? So they want to go from the bad results and they want to get to the good results. So they are at this stage, the bad result stage. They want to go from here to here. So what you do is you outline the steps that happen in between, from the bad results to the good results. You outline those steps, whether it's 3 steps, whether it's 2 steps, whether it's 4 steps, whether it's 5 steps, doesn't matter. You outline what those steps are. That will take them from having a bad result to having a good result. All right. So again, using our example, let's say a young guy wants to get a girlfriend. Okay? He wants to get a girlfriend, right? He wants to be in a relationship, a young single guy. So his bad result in this case is that he's single. That's his bad result in this case. And the good result that he wants to get to, what he wants right now is to have a girlfriend and be in a relationship. So that's where he wants to go. So you have to outline the steps that he has to take in between his bad results to the good result that he wants. So in the case of the young man who wants to get a girlfriend, so in his case, he's single. Now, for him to be in a relationship, he needs to learn how to approach women, right? And then after he learns how to approach women, what does he need to do next? He needs to learn how to start a conversation with women. And after he knows how to start a conversation with women, what next does he need to do? He needs to know how to get a contact details so that he can stay in touch with them. So when he now starts staying in touch with them long enough, he can now get them to agree to be in a relationship with them. Do you guys agree that this is the process? Of course, this is the process. So now, of course, there are so many other things that need to go on, but this is actually the basic process for a young single guy who wants to get a girlfriend. Now, what you do when you write the process is that you give them all of those steps, apart from the last one in your Presell. You give them all of the steps, apart from the very last one. Okay, so they are single. You tell them, your Presell will tell them how to approach women. You should tell them how to start a conversation with women. But it will not tell them how to get a phone number. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why you don't give them that last step is because that is what they will now sign up for. Because you have gotten them hooked, right? You've gotten them hooked. They now know how to approach women. They now know how to start a conversation. But there's still one more thing to know. There's still one more thing to know, and that is, how do I get contact details after I start a conversation? Because talking to a lady, if you're a single guy, approaching a lady, talking to her is not a guarantee that she's going to give you her contact details. There's a secret to it. I know the secret. No, that's not the topic of our webinar today. So you withhold this last step and tell them, if you want to learn about what this last step is, sign up, join my autoresponder, join my list, and I will tell you what it is. So when they join your list, you now tell them what that last step is, and then your product now tells them teaches them how to convince that girl to be their girlfriend. You see how it works. Your Presell teaches them how to approach, how to converse. They sign up to get your phone number, to get her phone number or his phone number. depending on the situation now. After they sign up, you now give them a product, which is your product, whatever your product is, that now gives them the full details of what they want. So basically, I'm going to show you an example. This is one of our sites. It's called shewillsayyes.com. It's actually a dating site. And this is our Presell page for shewillsayyes.com. And it says, want a girlfriend? How to get any lady's phone number in 10 minutes or less, guaranteed. Hi, my name is Tony Marinho, and if you want to eliminate the rejection that you feel when you ask a lady you fancy for her phone number and she says no, let me tell you how guys in the country of Botswana do it and get any woman's phone number in 10 minutes or less, and how you can successfully copy them in Nigeria, blah, 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 blah. And here's the story. Sometime last week I was on Twitter when a lady, Chopo Ngili, posted the following message. Okay, and the message is there. You know, I'm telling them a story. Okay, I want you guys to go to this site. You can go to this site later and read it. shewillsayyes.com/landing. LANDING. shewillsayyes.com/landing. Okay. So you can see that I'm teaching them now what to do. Step 1, approach. Step 2, conversation. Step 3, get a phone number. And then I'm telling them that they need to, I've packaged it into a small report, which I call, she will say yes, how to get approaching a woman. And you can start reading it within 10 minutes, starting right now, absolutely free of charge. Okay. So that's an example right there. So you need to outline the steps. You need to find out, like I said before, the most urgent thing that the people in your market, the people you're trying to sell to want. What does someone who wants to lose weight want? Most times they want to lose weight because there's an upcoming event that is coming and they want to look fine. So you can write a Presell page and say how to lose 5 kg in time to rock your beautiful self at that wedding or something like that, right? I've not put a lot of thought into this. I'm just trying to come up with ideas. Or how to get your husband to start talking to you again if you're a married counselor. Or if you sell supplements, if you sell fibroid supplements, for example, your Presell could be about how to eliminate fibroid. Okay? What do they do to eliminate fibroid? Step 1, don't do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, buy my product. All right? So I'm going to go into the nitty-gritty proper now, how to craft powerful Presell content that engages and forces people to believe anything that you say. So step 1 is your headline or your hook. A headline, that's also called a hook, is a piece of your sales story which arouses burning curiosity in your prospects and forces them to read your content. Now, if you look at the example that I just showed you guys, what does the headline say? What does it say? It says, want a girlfriend? How to get any lady's phone number in 10 minutes or less guaranteed. That's just the headline. So if you're selling fibroid supplements, for example, your headline should be, want to eliminate fibroid? How to eliminate fibroid in 30 to 90 days, guaranteed, without surgery. You want to make sure that your headline calls out to the target market. It calls out to their problem. It calls out to the biggest pain that they're feeling. If you're selling weight loss, want to lose weight fast? How to lose 10 kg in 10 days, guaranteed, without running 10 kilometers every Saturday. If you're selling hypertension supplements, high BP, high blood pressure supplements, the headline of your Presell should say something like, want to stay alive? How to protect your heart and not slump and die in church next Sunday. Of course, you heard that people slump and die when they go for events, right? So this is what the headlines and the hooks, this is what they do for you. The idea is for the headline to grab their attention and to hold it. So if I'm targeting struggling network marketers, my headline could be how to make 1 million naira every month in your network marketing company without talking to anybody or changing companies. Okay? If I'm selling something on dating, like I just showed you, how to get a lady's phone number in 10 minutes or less. If you want to teach married people how to fix their marriage, you say something like, these 3 words will stop your divorce. Review the 3 words that will stop your divorce. If I'm selling marketing advice to business owners, I can say how to double your business profits in 17 days or less, guaranteed, without an extra customer. I can go on and on and on and on and on, but of course you get the drift. All right, step 2. The step 2 is the first paragraph of your Presell article. So what you normally do is with the first paragraph is to ask 3 questions. 3 questions that you know that the answer is going to be yes. Why do you want the answers? You already know before the answer that the answers they're going to give you is yes. Now somebody is going to be wondering, how do I know what the answer is before I ask them the question? Because the question has no other answer but yes. So you have to craft the question so in such a way that the answers they are going to give you is a yes. So if I'm writing a Presell article for network marketers, I can say, would you like to build a fast, profitable network marketing business without having to beg your family and friends to join? Of course, the answer is yes, right? Who would say no to that, right? And then I'll ask them again, would you like to have people beg you to join your team and show them the way? Of course, you want people to beg you instead of you chasing them up and down, begging them, right? And then I'm going to ask them, the third question is, do you want to hit your targets fast and on time so that you can qualify for company bonuses such as cars, all expenses paid, travel, etc.? Of course, the answer is yes. Okay, if I'm a marriage counselor, I'm writing to people in the married niche. My questions will be, would you like to eliminate energy draining arguments between you and your spouse once and for all? Of course, the answer is yes. Would you like your spouse to get what you're saying the first time you say it without any misunderstandings? Of course, the answer is yes too. Would you want to bask in the glow, attention, and love of your spouse every day of your life going forward? Any married person will be crazy not to want that, right? So you want them saying yes to you right off the bat. So coin your questions so that they say yes to you. So step 3 is the second paragraph of your pre-sell. Now this is the point where you drive home the pain. After you've asked those questions, you drive home the pain. So what's the biggest pain? You tell them, even though you want all of this stuff, you are not currently experiencing it. You are not currently experiencing it. You are fighting every day with your husband. And you are not just fighting with your husband, you are fighting with his relatives, his friends, and his colleagues. Every night you sleep off sad, crying into the night, and your husband doesn't even care. You see what I'm doing? I'm driving home the pain. I'm making them aware. Because in their mind, they're going to be thinking, this guy knows. He knows. This guy knows. So you drive home the pain. And you tell them, but you're not alone. You're not the only person who likes this, who has this sort of program. You know why you say this? The reason why you say this is that people want to have a feeling of safety that their own case is not different. They want to feel like, at least other people are suffering with me. I'm not suffering alone. So you tell them, but you're not alone. Hundreds and thousands of Nigerian women suffer the same thing today. You know? Then chapter 4, step 4 is the third paragraph of your pre-sell. And in this paragraph, you highlight other problems that are related to the main problem. You know, so other women have this same problem. It's not just you. Their husbands are going out to sleep with other women. Some of them, their husbands even impregnate other women. So they have children outside marriage. Do you want this to happen to you? Do you want your housemate to be to be the second wife in your home? I'm sure if you're a woman, then I can hear you saying in your mind, God forbid bad thing. So step 5 is the fourth paragraph. You now tell them there's a solution. You tell them, but don't worry. If you don't want this to be you, there's actually a solution. But before I tell you what this solution is, let me tell you that so many other people will tell you that they can help you avoid this. Don't call anybody's product's name. Say, don't mention any product by name. Just allude to the fact that there are so many other products that they can use. Which leads you to the 5th paragraph, which is step 6, where you now tell them about your own solution. Or tell them you can go ahead and use these other solutions. They are available. But I know you will come back. You know why I know you will come back? Because this is what my solution does that the other products can't do. You can either go ahead, and go to a white garment church looking for deliverance, or go to a fire praying church and bang your hand on the floor, praying for your husband to come back home. You have the choice to do that, or you can listen to me and hear about the solution that I have for you. Which is far more effective than whatever else you're going to do. Okay, let's say it's the supplement you're selling. Let's say it's for fibroid. You can say, of course, you can go ahead and have a surgery if you want. It's not my fallopian tube that will be cut off or damaged. It's not my womb. It's yours. But if you don't want to risk that happening to you, I have a solution for you. And that solution is a herb that was discovered 3,000 years ago in the country of Peru in South America. Let me tell you the magic thing that this herb does. Now, you remember you are not telling them what the herb is. You are just saying there's a herb that was discovered 3,000 years ago in a country called Peru, which is in South America. You're not telling them what the name of the herb is. You tell them, this is the magic thing that makes this herb work. Then you coin a story around it. 3,000 years ago, in a country called Peru, in a country which we know today as Peru, there lived a primitive barbarian tribe called the Incas. The Incas, who are also known as the warrior kings of South America, had a population of between 8 million and 32 million people. And they worshipped Kumra, also known as the sun god. Every inch of the kingdom of the Incas was covered with gold. In fact, it was said that when the Spanish conquistadors who colonized South America came, they arrested one of the Incan kings and told him that the only way they were going to release him was for him to fill a house with gold. So the king made a proclamation, and people in his kingdom started picking up gold and bringing it, and they filled that house in 24 hours with gold. But of course, I'm not here to tell you about gold. I'm here to tell you about this secret herb of the Incas. You see how I just told the story, right? Of course, this is a true story, right? Don't go formulating a story. Don't go forging a story. Don't go trying to come up with something that is not there. Make sure that it's a real story. And please don't tell me you can't find a story for whatever product you still are selling. Go to Google, type the name of a product, say high blood pressure, for example, and say high blood pressure story. You're going to find tons and tons and tons and tons of story that you can edit and use for your Presell. Okay? So this leads you, the story leads you to the 6th paragraph, where you now tell them the reason why this magic herb that is in your supplement works that others don't have. The reason why this works is because, this herb works is because, and then you explain how it works. So because most of you here are going to be, most of you listening to this webinar are going to be selling supplements, what you need to do is to find one of the ingredients of the supplements that you're selling and research it and find the story behind it that you can use here. And of course, you can find research about how that particular ingredient works. And that's what you see. So you talk about how that ingredient works. This is exactly the specific way it works to help them solve that specific problem that they have. Okay? So you now tell them, I'm sure you want to know what this herb is, what the name is. I'm going to give it to you for free. But before I give it to you, you have to click on the link below and sign up to my autoresponder. That is if you are withholding the last piece of the puzzle. If you are withholding that last point now. So, I told you about, showing them how to go from a bad result to a good result and giving them the steps that happen in between, right? So this is where you put it. Okay, so this is what you do first, this is what you do second. So you withhold the last part and tell them to sign up to get it. Now, sometimes you may not want to withhold Okay, you may not want to withhold that last step. Sometimes in some pre-sales, I actually give them the last step. Okay, I don't want to force them to sign up to get anything. I actually want to give them all of the information, write it on the pre-sale page without withholding anything. So what I do is, in that 7th paragraph, I tell them, there's a product that I know about that contains this particular help that I've been telling you about. This is the name of the product. This is exactly how it's going to help you. It will help you do this, which leads you to paragraph 8. So in paragraph 8, you list out bullet points, benefits that product they are going to derive from using that product. So about 5 benefits. So this is what this product is going to do for you if you take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then give them proof that people are buying the product. And then after giving them that proof, you basically not tell them this is time to go and buy this solution and use it. Okay. So I'm going to be giving you guys this document. You guys are going to be sent an email with these documents, and so that you can go through all of the steps one by one on your own anytime you want, so that you don't forget anything. So this is basically how you create a Presell that works. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, and on to the 8th step. All right, so now people are not even going to see your Presell if they don't see your advert, right? If they don't click on your advert, they're not going to see your Presell page in the first place. They're not going to see it. They don't know it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to write adverts. Yeah, make people click on the adverts. Because we want to be able to write adverts that get enough people signing up. We want to get enough people clicking on the adverts and reading our Presell. So instead of having 100 people read, we want to have 1,000 people read. Instead of having 1,000 people read, we want to have 10,000 of them reading it. So you need to learn how to write a killer ad that can do that for you. So the adverts that you write are going to be 3 kinds of adverts. You're going to either have a Presell, you're going to either have a classified ad, which you can run online or offline, or you can have a full page ad, which can be in the form of a blog post, a full or a half page ad, which can either be in form of a blog post or also online too. So of course, if you're writing a full page or a half page ad, guess what your ad is going to be? It's going to be your Presell. That same Presell that you've written is exactly what you are going to take. You are going to take it and use it as a half page ad or your full page ad or your blog post ad. So let's say you want to run a blog post ad on Lender AKG blog. Okay, you take your Presell page, the same Presell that you have written, you take it and use it as the advert and just put a link to your sign up page at the end of it. so that after reading it, they can now click through and go to your page and sign up to look at the product. Now, if you're writing a classified ad, let me show you what I mean by classified ad. Okay, so this is some news site. You can see that underneath the article, there is all of these adverts. Former bald guy reveals #1 trick to regrow hair in 19 days. 23 years boy started importation with 10,450. Read his story here. This cream will help get rid of stretch marks. See how. How to get flat belly in just 9 days. Click here. How a young Nigerian generates over. These guys are terrible with spelling. Jeez. How a young Nigerian generates over 1 million naira monthly via digital marketing. How Melon made in 29 years Benin boy over 1 million naira in 3 months. 7 simple steps to earning 300,000 naira monthly online, working 2 hours daily. Over 3 million naira monthly profit in importation business. These are all classified ads, but they are the versions that are online. They are all online. Okay. The offline version are those classified ads that you see in newspapers. So let me see if I can find any of them. Classified ads in complete sports. Let me see whether I can find something. Images. Aha. So this is a classified ad in complete sports, right? Okay, sorry, that's for premium times, in premium times. Okay, okay, this is one. So this is a classified ad from a newspaper. It says Betty Crocker died at 88, rich but no longer moist. Was a successful marketer despite inability to think about outside the box. This is funny though. So let's see. So basically classified ads are those little boxes, those small boxes that advertise products that you see inside print newspapers. They appear in every single newspaper that you know of. What I need you to do tomorrow, I want you to go out to the street and buy a copy of Complete Sports newspaper, and look at the adverts there. Those adverts, not the full page adverts, the very small ones that are like small boxes. Those are called classified ads. Now there's a trick to writing ads, whether they are in print newspapers or whether they are online like these ones. If they're online like these ones, many times the website where you are running the ad will restrict you to a certain number of words. Okay, so here I think they restrict them to 20 words. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're basically restricted to 15 words. So they can't do more than 15 words, right? So basically, if you're putting a classified ad online, all you can do is to put the headline and say, click here, or read history here, like this person did here, or see how, like this person says here, or you see, click here, see how, read history here, or read here. All right. So you put your headline, and then you say, click here, and make sure that you link them. The link that you give them is the link where you have your pre-sale content on. Now, if you're writing the classified adverts to be printed on, to be printed inside a newspaper like Complete Sports or Punch, the print version now, that's what I mean. If you're going to be doing that for the print version, basically what you're going to do is you're going to write it in 3 parts. You're going to have your headline, you're going to have your body, and you're going to have your call to action. So your headline is still the same headline. Now the headline you're going to use for your adverts is also the same headline that you are using for your pre-sale. The same headline that you're using on your pre-sale page is the same headline that you're going to use for your advert. The reason why you are doing that is because you want them to see the same thing in their advert, and they land on the same on your site and they see the same headline. So when they see it, they know that they're in the right place. They know that it didn't take them somewhere else. If you use a different headline in your pre-sale that is different from your advert, it's going to cause confusion, and confused people do not sign up and they do not buy. All right. So you're going to need to have a headline, a body, and a call to action. So your headline is still the same headline. All right. I'm going to find a sample headline and show you guys what I mean. So look at this ad. It says, girlfriend for sale. Body rough, well used, reading hard, leaks gas, needs rear end, high mileage, can handle big load, trays for ping pong table. Call, of course, they blurred out the contact details. So your headline, of course, is your headline. So in this case, the headline is girlfriend for sale, right? All right. So the body copy is these other contents that you see. So basically, your body copy does a brief description of what the product is about, or your presale is about. So if I'm running a classified advert for women whose marriages are in trouble, I will say your husband not talking to you, or my headline will be something like, reveal the 3 words that will stop your divorce immediately. And then my body copy is going to be a description of what the problem is. So it's going to be like, are you having trouble in your marriage? Your husband is not talking to you, or your wife is not talking to you. Are they asking for divorce? If yes, I'm going to teach you how these 3 words that will stop divorce immediately. And then the next thing that follows is your call to action. And your call to action is what you want them to do immediately, because you have to tell people what to do immediately they read your advert. Whether it's a Facebook ad, it doesn't matter. Tell them what they're going to do immediately. I'm going to be showing you guys some examples of ads. The same thing applies to Facebook. This same thing that I just explained, headline, body copy, call to action, also applies on Facebook. That's the same way you run an ad on Facebook. You put a headline, you put a body copy, and you put a call to action. Your call to action is telling them what to do. You tell them, call this number if you want them to call a number, or you tell them, click and visit this website if you want them to visit the website. All right? Okay, now let me show you guys some examples of some Facebook adverts that you can model. You can model these adverts you can model them for print offline adverts or online adverts. So this says download this free guide. Okay, the headline is 11 steps to 10,000 raving fans. So it says this is a simple, complete, and step-by-step process. So this is the headline, 11 steps to 10,000 raving fans, and this is the body copy. The body copy says this is a simple, complete, and step-by-step process for quickly and consistently building your audience on Facebook and getting your first 10,000 fans. Learn more. So learn more is the call to action. So all over here it says get your free guide now. Learn more. So this one says how to use quizzes to grow your email list. That's the headline. How to use quizzes to grow your email list. And it says, my team and I have committed to launching our very first quiz. We have already completed the first step outlined in this workbook. If you want to create a client attracting quiz or assessment, I recommend you download this short 7-page workbook. Learn more. Then this one says, okay, the headline is what 6- and 7-figure funnels really look like. The body copy is the 4 different surveys, and when you use them to maximize your sales, your own roadmap. This blueprint is totally free right now. Download now. You see that the call to action says download. Don't mind the previous picture. I captured it from some sales page. I want to use it for an advert, okay? Now this one says, this is a classified ad somewhere online, a banner classified ad, and it says, these seeds from Poland can cleanse your body in 7 days. Then body copy says, add them to a glass of water, stir, wait a minute and drink. Take them for between 7 and 30 days and your body will soon reach its full potential. Check this method out. So you will see our headline, our body copy, and our call to action. Headline, do you want to be, so I could go on and on and on and on and on. All right? But you get the drift. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you some Presell pages. This is for a weight loss supplement. Let me make it bold so you guys can see. Yes, this is a Presell page for a weight loss supplement. You see that is a screenshot of the website that I captured. What do you see there in the Presell? You see they have a picture right on top that shows the problem in vivid detail. And the headline says, new fat burner takes GNC and CVS by storm. It makes so much sense. Dieters are wondering why someone hadn't thought of it before. And then the content follows. And then it says, It gives them the name, so it tells them exactly what it is. You see the those bullet points thing I was talking about earlier? And then it tells them to take a 14-day risk-free sample. Click here to claim your sample. All right, let me show you another one. This one says, brand new sleep aid takes Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens by storm. It seems everything is taking something by storm. So what it tells me is that that headline is actually working for them. So everybody that is selling different stuff tries to use the by storm kind of add those words. So you see, like I said before, the first sentence asks them a question. Of course, I recommended asking 3 questions, but here it's just asking 1 question. And then it talks about the problem. You see that, waking up at night. And then it tells them this is the solution, staying asleep. So the benefit of natural sleep supplements, it now says introducing Somnopure. Somnopure is a supplement, is a CVS and Walmart featured sleep supplement. You will claim a 14-day sample now. All right. So let me see if I have one more. I should have a couple more. Let me see. Okay, this is selling a physical product for okay, this is not a pre-sale. I want to show you guys pre-sales. I don't want to show you something else. Let me see. Let me see. I can't seem to remember where on my laptop I put some of those things, but let me see. Okay, let me just go. Let me just show you guys some other pre-sale examples. This is a pre-sale. There's something about this article. Okay, let me show you one before that. This is by James R. Tucher. James R. Tucher is one of the most brilliant guys I've ever had the privilege of studying. So he's selling a course on how to publish your own book. So he wrote a Presell article and he called it How to Self-Publish a Bestseller, Publishing 3.0. So he's basically telling you about how he published his own books. And you are reading and he's telling you how to do it. Step 1, step 2, basically telling you. He's saying all of that. And then at the end of it, he says, I wrote an entire book where you will learn how to come up with a great book idea, how to get it written quickly, and how to get it published. You know? So basically you click on it, and it now takes you to his sales letter, right? It's taking me direct, that's his sales letter for how he sold, his sales letter for the cost now. You can see it now, right? Now let me give you guys another one. This is by my man, Frankel. He says, how to profit from people who say no. How to profit from people who say no. Okay. So at the end of it, let's go to the end. So you see that he has all the same links where you can click and go to the sign up. So when you click, it now goes to the sign up. You see his sign up form here now. Now this is another one by my colleagues. This is another one by my colleagues, and it's basically saying 10 entrepreneur books you need to read. But it's a Presell article in itself. So he's listing 10 different books that you can read. And he says, I have my own book. In fact, he listed his own book. This is his own book, My Colleagues, Publish and Profit. And he says, I'm giving away my book for free. If you want to download it, just click here. So when you click, it takes you to his opt-in page. You can see that. So if you click here, it's going to show, his opt-in form is going to show. Now, I want to give you guys another article. Now, this article is actually a Presell article, but it's actually an article about how to write Presell articles. This is by Franken. He's super duper brilliant guy. And the title is How to Create Free Articles, Reports, and Blog Posts That Sell. So it is a Presell article that teaches you how to write Presell articles. Isn't that just amazing? Because at the end, it still takes you to his opt-in form where you go and sign up. So you click through and register, sign up for his webinar. So these are the various ways, that you can come up with your pre-sales. I'm going to be opening the phone lines for questions. I'll probably be unmuting so that you guys can ask questions. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I can't seem to find where to let you guys where to unmute it, but just ask me your questions. If you have any questions, 5 minutes, so I can answer them and we can end the webinar. If you have any questions, let me have them now. So just type into the chat box, please. Type in here. All right, I'm not getting any questions, so I'm assuming that you guys don't have any questions to ask. So I'm going to be doing a recap. Like I said, your pre-sale is, the idea of a pre-sale is to establish you as an expert in your field, to get people to know you, to like you, and to trust you. Basically, we're using the pre-sale to compress time instead of people waiting for 7 days before they gain enough confidence to buy from us. We compress it into a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to be emailing this chapter of my book on pre-selling to every single one of you by tomorrow. Tony should be emailing that to you. I also spoke about how to create your ads, how to create your classified ads. And I want to say something else about creating classified ads. And that is where to run your ads. Where do you run your ads when you create them? Where do you run your adverts when you create them? You don't take an advert for sewing, for example, and go and advertise it in Complete Sports. You know why you don't do that? Because the people who read Complete Sports are men, and men are not interested in sewing. Okay, maybe a couple of them are interested in sewing, but doesn't it make sense to take that advert and run it on LinkedIn blog that is read more by women, because more women are interested in sewing than men? Are you following? So you have to understand your audience. You have to know who your audience is before you try to create an advert and run it. So with that, we come to the end of today's webinar. I enjoyed every bit of it. I'm hoping you also enjoyed every bit of it. We're going to be doing more and more and more of these webinars as we go forward. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. And tell your friends to come back and watch. Those who couldn't make it to this event, we're going to have a replay probably tonight or by tomorrow. I'm not sure now, but we should have a replay so that those who missed out on it can come back and watch. All right, so thank you guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.